So let's go to the boys at Sportsday, Sattler and Rogers. Hello, boys.
How are you guys?
What's happening?
How's Toddy going? Toddy good?
Yeah, Toddy's
mate,
good.
please.
Hey, Rat, where have you been?
Oh, don't get him started.
I've just been living the dream. I'm like you, Fletch. I'm contracted to do a number of shows, and I'm fulfilling my obligations.
There's your A grade right there. Step forward, Matt
contractor.
Rogers.
No, but hang on. But no, I know that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know, where did you go? Did you go away?
Nah,
Did you do it just
did I go
sitting
away?
around?
Yeah, I went to. Where did I go? Yeah, I went up to the sunny coast for
Go
5 days.
Oh, God.
And
Seriously.
Mate,
played a lot of golf. Yeah, it's been good.
I have noticed, Rat, that you're back on your quest to get your lawn back.
Yeah. It's
Ship
looking.
shape?
Oh, mate, it looks spectacular. I just mowed it today.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed. Walked on it bare feet. How good's freshly cut lawn, bare feet?
Only when it's Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Buffalo. That's a lazy man's lawn. Lazy man's lawn, Buffalo.
But I must admit, a couple of years ago, it was looking fantastic. You've dropped the ball a little bit.
Oh, mate, I dropped the ball huge. Yeah, it was awful. About 18 months of no love, no care. But I tell you, it's come good. It's come good in the last 6 months or so.
I tell you about love. An angry wife's wild brothel protest after husband's sex binge. A wife has threatened to protest outside a brothel in the Gold Coast. Now, I don't know which one it is, but after her husband spent $6,000 on a 7-hour sex bender.
Yeah.
The man attended the Pentagon Grand, where he had a dalliance with 2 sex workers and paid for service upgrades, including fetishes and fantasies. So the brothel owner, Susan Pfeiffer, told the Gold Coast Bulletin the man paid for the first hour with cash because he didn't want his wife to know. Smart. But when he wanted to continue the X-rated bonk bonanza, he tried to do so using a bank transfer, but eventually ended up a credit card. With a that's where he's been caught. So anyway, the wife blew up. She obviously found out, and she threatened to protest outside the venue.
Oh, imagine that.
The brothel owner, the madam said, we've told her she's welcome to peacefully protest on public property, but if we have any concerns for safety, we would have to call the police.
Hey, what about...
Is she doing the right thing here?
Fletchy?
Is she doing the right thing here?
Protesting.
Yeah.
Protesting. Fletchy, what about in that story you're talking about? And that's Ridgy Didge. Usually he throws, Queensland,
No, this is legit.
Queensland suburbs, but this is Ridgy Didge. But what about the rap for the guy? That one of the lines in the story says, after 7 hours, the sex workers said they were too tired to continue, and the man left.
Yeah. He's had a big day, but shouldn't she be protesting with him? It's not.
Of course.
It's not that
their
fault.
Yeah. Well,
It's on him, 100%.
Protest by changing the locks.
Yeah, or protest at his
easy.
work and say he's a 7 hour sex binge.
Boys, I reckon serial protesters
Yeah.
heavily over-indexes A grades. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Here's another one, boys. Here's another one. This came through on the email. Boys, my girlfriend is pregnant, but no one can understand why I'm not super excited to become a dad. What they and my girlfriend have no idea about is that years ago I suffered an injury that rendered me infertile. I'm not sure of my next move. Please help.
Oh, yeah. That's a dear Jared.
Yeah.
See where the
what do you
conundrum
do
here is
there?
that he can't, for his girlfriend, provide children.
That's right.
Well, he's just.
But at the same stage, she's
Well,
having
yeah.
a dalliance.
Yes.
Yep.
So she's obviously played up.
Oh, you think?
Well,
Well done, Sherlock.
How'd you land on that conclusion?
you just because you explained it to me twice, Joel.
Oh, maybe. I know what you're saying, Rat. I know what you're going, Rat. You're thinking Goldie Hawn when she had a dalliance with the alien. Remember that? That's what you're hoping for, Rat Man.
Yeah. I thought you thought we didn't understand their Jolie just by having to explain it twice, and I thought, no, we get it.
Fair.
She's obviously had an affair, so what does he do? I mean, he's got to call her out, far out.
Yeah.
Hey, Rat, is $6,000 a lot at a brothel, like to spend? Is 6,000 a... I'm just trying to.
I do have a mate that owns one up here.
That Pentagon Grand.
I know who
We
it is.
know him.
Yeah.
His name's Neil. He's a champion guy.
Mate, he came on our end of season tour in Vegas.
Well, he wanted to be a sponsor in the first couple of years of the Titans, and we said,
well, he sponsored us.
yeah, but he couldn't sort of sponsor outwardly, could he?
He paid for the boys to go to Vegas, pretty much.
Yeah. So
he was nice guy.
Step
Was
up
that
Ian
part of your
Schubert.
contra deal there?
This was back in the days when
But
you
can
could
you
do
remember,
whatever you wanted.
Rad, I don't
Fletch.
know whether you can remember, and guys, back when the Titans first started, he wanted to be a full-time sponsor, and we've got to try and find a way that you can be sponsored, but you can't sort of outwardly be sponsoring it. And part of the deal was, can you remember he wanted to try and make a room like a Gold Coast Titans room, and the ladies dressed as a cheerleader.
Mate,
And we said,
I'll
he
tell
can't do it.
I'll tell you what
He
he
just
did.
can't do it.
I'll tell you what he did. And
No.
the Titans won't get in trouble now until he's not, because it was all okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was okay. What he did was for every point we scored on the ladder, so if he gave us $2,000 for the end of season trip. So if we had a win, $4,000 goes into the kitty. Mate, we had a good year that year. We had about. You were the football manager at the time. Did you sign off on this?
You don't need to drop that in as well, do you? Like,
Did he go with his
mate,
rat?
Well, what happened was, in about round 8, every player's coming. And then, when I say coming, I mean coming on the trip. Every player's coming on the trip. And 2 weeks before we go on the trip, about 8 players pull out. Their wives are like, yeah, you're not going. So we've got all this extra cash, so he ends up jumping on and
I'm not sure whether there's a statute of limitations.
I
over the salary.
literally got on the plane. He came along with us, and I had about $15,000 where I just handed wads of cash to each player. So there's your punting money. Everything's paid for. Neil's here. He'll look after us as well. So it's all on. So it was a good trip.
Oh, wow.
It's the best.
Weren't they the days? Did you ever get that? And they outlawed it. I noticed that it was a bit of a fundraiser for like trips away where you'd get fans to sit in on the photo. The team photo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And you
charge them.
$100
Mate,
whatever
we
it
did
was.
that too. Yep, we did all
They
that.
used to be able to sit in the coach's box during the game and be in the
we
dressing
did all
shed.
sorts
Yeah.
of- They were
Another
good
one.
days.
Yeah.
You'd get
Well,
all
you
the
had-
rookies to go and sell raffle tickets that weren't playing.
Yeah. Wasn't life simpler? And you'd go up to the ocean blue.
Mate. Tell you what, Ian
Gold
Schubert's got a
Coast
lot to
there.
answer for.
He does. He does.
We've all been to a lot of footy days, right? Like footy luncheons and fundraisers. I found out on the weekend, and I reckon it makes a lot of sense. A lot of the AFL fraternity up there, Kazali, they don't do the footy days how we do them quite often.
Right.
They just run comedy nights.
Yep.
So they'll just put on a night and have 2 or 3 comedians
Like
there.
Craig McLaughlin.
Right.
Yeah. I've been to
He'll
one of
bring
those.
the
But that
numbers
makes
in.
sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember the Crown and Anchor nights?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they were.
Hey,
Well, card night, is it?
went to a
Yeah,
function
well,
on...
the prawn and.
Yeah, you can't say
prawn,
that.
yes,
right.
Hey,
Sorry,
Six grand.
sorry, Matt.
Please continue. We went to a function on Saturday.
Yeah, nice prawns there.
Yeah.
That's where they were good prawns.
Yeah, they were good. Went to a function on Saturday. There was 700 in the room and some really good guest speakers. And Laurie and Rat was one of the speakers with Jonathan Thurston. And by the time they got on stage, guys, they were fully lit and just. Honestly,
They left it too late.
It was Chatham House rules. All the phones had to go down with the stories that had been told. But I'll tell you, one of the speakers also was Loz. Laurie Daly was up. Yeah, one of the great guys, Loz.
Lawrence.
And Loz comes across as he's a little bit like Darren Lockyer. Not Darryl Lockyer, but Darren. Comes across as the clean cut,
The nice guy,
Yeah,
definitely.
but
Disarming.
on tour, like,
Yep.
one of the loosest of cannons.
He of the helicopter fame.
What's that?
Wins the comp. Does the helicopter.
Bobby Hawke?
Bobby Hawke walks in.
Okay.
Just sculls a long neck next to him.
Yeah.
That's what he did. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were the days. Speaking about great players, Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
Corey, my man, Corey Parker, has come out and said they've got to get in early and he's got to become the highest paid ever in Broncos history. Thoughts, boys? Sugar says, hey, don't go too heckos. Give him an upgrade, but don't go giving him 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah, well, my theory here, boys, was, look, he signed a deal, and you do have to upgrade him, there's no doubt about that. But he has signed a deal with a couple of years to run on about 400. So I don't believe you need to go out and become top of the pops as far as you spend. I think if you pushed him up to even 800 or 900, You know, he's signed the contract after all, agreeing that 400,000 was a good idea for him and his management. So I don't think you need to go at this stage. Try and get him up around the million mark, 800-900. Push him out a bit longer. But what do you boys think?
Did he not get a release from the Warriors because he wanted to come back to Brisbane?
Yeah, his former partner has just given birth to their daughter.
So why would you do anything? He wanted. Well, he's not going anywhere else. He wanted to be here.
Yeah, but in good faith.
You've got to upgrade him, right?
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
So just in good faith.
So what's he got? He's got 3 years to go, right? 2 years to go?
Yep.
So
2 years, 25 he's off.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'd play him in 24 on his current contract, upgrading 25 and sign him for a few more years. I mean,
I wouldn't be going 5 years.
Would you not say, righto, we'll give you, say, 200 next year? Yeah, like you say, Sats, in good faith.
Yep.
But get him on a 3-year deal.
Yeah. If you're going to be doing it, you need to. Otherwise, you risk just paying him more for someone else to end up getting him.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
yeah.
I think.
I would be. Yeah, I'd be like you, Joe. I wouldn't be paying crazy money for him now. He's on a contract and he wanted to be here. He got a release to come over here. Yeah, like I say, a couple of hundred extra next year.
Halfway through next year, upgrading for another 3 years, and just keep him locked in and see what the next broadcast deal's like, and see what the salary cap's going to look like. I think would it be fair to say he, Kalen, and Cleary deserve to be the 3 highest paid for what they bring the game in total.
Yeah, on the field and off the field.
Yeah, he's very popular off the field, isn't he, Reece Walsh?
All 3 are, aren't they?
Yeah, they're huge.
All 3 are. And all 3, get this, boys, all 3 are single.
Well, I don't think. Hang on a second.
Is Cleary officially single or not?
Yeah. Mary Fowler's not going to work, boys.
Not going to what? Just the distance, or
have you
distance? That never lasts. Look, I think it was a fling, and I just don't think it's going to last.
So you're saying
a bit like Taylor Swift and Kelsey, Kelsey kid.
Yeah, right. yeah.
Not going to work.
Hey, boys, we've got a lot of listeners in SE and Z.
Yes.
So let's talk a couple of things. I want to talk about, in any order you choose, Kurt Capewell visiting the Warriors, looking at maybe a 3-year deal from next year they're talking about. And Madge Maguire has stepped down, but we know step down means pushed eventually, which is hard to take. Thoughts on either of those subjects?
On the Madge situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little shocked by it, to be honest, given what we've just seen, a record win. And I was saying to Sats, I played golf with Kieran Foran on Friday. And he just had
Bruce,
absolutely loved him. like he was just talking about how great he was for the boys in camp and how all the boys loved him. And yeah, I mean it's a big call, but I guess
it's a big call when they've like struggled to get a coach to stay there for a while. They've not finally because they've won the World Cup, but get the success which they did in that fashion.
That's right.
And he's already come out and said, I love it. You know, I love the boys. The boys, as you mentioned, obviously love him. I don't see why there'd be a push to get rid of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we both agreed, boys, that if you put the players to a vote, we're fairly confident after the success they've had and everything I've heard in and around the team, which Rats heard the same thing, they would vote to keep him, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So the next question is who replaces him? And are they going to answer the call of a lot of the former Kiwi players and officials that say that we want a New Zealander there? So is it David Kidwell? Is it Stacey Jones? Or do they go outside of Madge, who's coaching, well, not officially yet, but we think he's going to be coaching New South Wales?
It's a big hospital pass, Brian.
It is. It is.
The next person in after Madge, after that result,
you're
on a hiding to nothing.
Hiding to nothing.
Well, the fact that they've moved Madge on, it means that they want a Kiwi coming in.
Absolutely, yeah.
The rumblings have been from the Kiwis, old boys, saying, which maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it was probably like that. You need a New South Welshman to coach New South Wales, all that sort of bizzo. I don't think you do anymore.
No.
Well, the game's too professional.
Queensland had Graham Lowe as their coach for State of Origin one year. He was a Kiwi.
Yeah.
And won as well. Yeah.
Have we ever gone rogue? No, not really with us.
The Australian side.
New South Wales.
No.
New South Wales. No. We've never gone rogue.
No.
Have we?
Maybe you should. Maybe you need to.
Exactly. We need rogueness.
Maybe you should ask Wayne Bennett to coach us.
Rat, I reckon that's not out of the realms.
Honestly.
Wayne Bennett to coach New South Wales.
Yep.
No.
He wouldn't coach England.
He wouldn't be allowed to pass the border again.
It would actually make a mock of State of Origin.
No, it wouldn't.
It would. If Wayne Bennett, of all people...
Mock this.
It'd be like being born in Caringbah and playing for Queensland. Like it's just...
Or Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about rats, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Sats too, I think.
Sats too. Both two are turncoats.
It works that way. It just doesn't work the other way.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, does it?
Have we ever had a Queenslander? Oh, yeah.
Peter Sterling?
Sterling, born in Toowoomba. Yeah.
Hey, just on him, boys, and I believe he's still in the immortal race. I think you get 2 or 3 cracks, don't you? You get 2 or 3 cracks, and I think
mine's done. I know I'm out. I'm out now.
I went down this.
What are you laughing at, rat?
Oh, mate,
Boys,
what I will say, as a tourist, you're an immortal as a tourist, I can tell you.
Thank you.
A 2000 kangaroo tour. They got to start on the stage the other night.
You weren't too shabby yourself.
Was that blonde hair or no blonde hair?
That was blonde hair, that tour.
That was pure rat. That was rat.
He had a rank hat on Saturday as well.
All stations to Ratville.
Boys, I went down this rabbit warren and Brett Kenny versus Peter Sterling in the 1985 Challenge Cup final. Have you ever seen that game?
Yeah,
I have.
Hull
When he's
versus
getting
Wigan,
interviewed, he's got hands in his shorts.
Yeah, who is it? Who's it's a prince or is it who's?
It's not the Queen.
No, it's a bloke. I don't know.
And they're into him. The commentators are into him. Oh, look at Brett Kenny. Hands in his pants.
That's right.
Just no respect. And then by the end of it, he got the player of the match.
Mate, what a
Lance Todd
silky
trophy,
player he was.
Michael.
But I tell you what.
Michael Kenny.
You've got to watch the highlights. It's one of the great games for tries being scored.
It is.
Sterlo plays 9 out of 10. Burt plays 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mate, Chicka Ferguson, who'd been there for about 7 days, he carves them up, plays 9 out of 10. It's a cracking game. Do you remember that, Sats?
I do. I think it was in front of 105,000 people or 98,000 people. Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Brett tomorrow.
Amazing game. Yeah, we are. We're talking to Burt Kenny tomorrow, actually. So you can get him on before us if you want.
So you're talking about Sterlo and his immortal. Is this what you're talking about here, Shug?
Well, he's in the conversations. That's what made me sort of think about that game.
How is Brett Kenny's got to be in the conversation too, doesn't he?
Well, he seems to not be. There's a vote on the Daily Telegraph at the moment, and Ron Coote's got about 20% of the vote. Lockyer's got about 15% of the vote, 12% or so for Sterlo, and maybe only 8 or 9 for Burt.
That's ridiculous.
I just can't. Like Brett Kenny was, I mean, he just typifies what an immortal. He was a natural. He was the Joey before Joey, just playing backyard footy, just doing it easy.
Had a couple of Kiwis in that side as well. Hull, Gary Campbell, James Lulawai, Dane O'Hara, Freddie Arcoy.
That's Tommy's dad? Was James
it is.
Yeah. All right, boys, we've got to go. Oh, by the way, schoolies, how's it been?
Oh,
quiet.
Has it been
okay?
Yeah.
Arrests are down.
Oh, good.
No work for Sats.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to go, boys. We've got to go. Have a great show. We'll be tuning in. Sportsday coming up after us.